Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the film Companion, directed by Drew Hancock. So the first thing to address here is the issue of spoilers. If you don't know anything about this film, I do recommend keeping it that way. I think it probably is best to watch this film without knowing anything about it. I'd already seen the trailer a couple of times, and the trailer gives away the big reveal that comes a little way into the film, perhaps a quarter of the way in. For me, I don't think it spoiled the film. That said, in Mark Kermode's review, he knew nothing about the film. The big reveal was a wow moment for him, and it's hard for me to know what this would have felt like. There are a number of other reveals actually which are a surprise. Overall, I really don't think this is a problem. I am going to discuss the thing that might be considered a spoiler, so switch off now if you don't want to know what the film is about and want to keep it that way. Companion is a film that crosses genres. It's science fiction, it's perhaps horror, it's comedy. The narrative centres on a couple, Josh and Iris, and they're going on a weekend retreat. So the big reveal is that Iris is a rented robot companion, but she's so real that she seems like a normal person. They seem like a young couple in love. I actually don't think that this is the big reveal. There are other things in the story that aren't what they seem, and it is interesting enough. It did keep me engaged. Despite this, I have some major problems with this film. As I mentioned, it crosses genres. And I think the tonal balance was problematic for me. It treats deeply disturbing human behaviour with a levity that just didn't really feel right. The comedy seems misjudged when there's such violence on display. This is horrific human behaviour. Just because it's a robot, it reduces how horrific it is, I guess. But I found that what it was bringing out in the humans, particularly Josh and Sergei, was so unpleasant. Yet at the same time, there was a lightness to the film. The pink lettering in the opening titles, the clear comedy tone of the film. This just never felt like it completely worked for me. The potential is here for this to be a great film, I think. I personally think it would have worked much better if it had been just that little bit darker. There really wasn't very much horror here. I recently reviewed the Coralie Farja film Revenge. This is a very different film, but there are some similarities between these two films. I thought Revenge was absolutely fantastic, and Companion has the potential to be as good in its own way, but unfortunately it's not. There are other flaws for me. There are so many plot holes and inconsistencies and totally unreasonable coincidences, particularly when Iris has run away in the woods and two of the characters just happen to have a conversation close to where she's hiding, and then they just happen to talk about key details which reveal important things to her. I can suspend my disbelief a long way, but this was just a step too far. That said, Sophie Thatcher is really good as Iris. It's a great performance. I do think the comedy is misjudged, but some of it did make me laugh out loud a few times. The comment about robot shaming, and I really laughed when she said, "It's not you, it's me." At its best, this is a critique of toxic masculinity and the ethical implications of artificial intelligence. It's a narrative where the AI character exhibits more humanity than her human counterparts. And this could be potentially really interesting, but in the end, the film just isn't that deep. Tonally, I just didn't feel it worked. We saw horrific human behaviour and attitudes combined with this kind of light comedy. I think they missed the opportunity here to develop a much darker story. All that said, it did keep me entertained. It's flawed in many ways, but I did kind of enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.